In a small town, there lived a man named Haru. He was a kind and generous person, always ready to help those in need. Everyone in town knew Haru for his kindness. He would often give away his time, energy, and resources to make others happy, believing that this was the best way to live a good life. One evening, after a long day of helping out at the local market, Haru returned home. He was tired but content, knowing he had done good deeds that day. As he was about to sit down for a meal, there was a knock on the door. Haru opened the door to find an old man looking weary from travel. Without hesitation, Haru invited him in. He offered the old man a place to sit, food to eat, and a warm bed for the night. The old man gratefully accepted. As they ate together, the old man spoke softly. "You are very kind, Haru, but tell me, does your kindness ever leave you feeling drained or taken advantage of?" Haru paused, surprised by the question. He had never really thought about it that way. "Sometimes," he admitted. "But isn't it good to be kind and help others?" The old man smiled gently. "Kindness is a beautiful thing," he said, "but there is a balance to be found. I will share with you 9 powerful truths that might help you understand this balance." And so, as they sat together in the dim light of Haru's home, the old man began to share his wisdom. "First," the old man began, "let's talk about expectations. When you are kind to others, do you expect anything in return?" Haru thought for a moment. "Well, I suppose I do expect a bit of gratitude or maybe some kindness in return. But isn't that natural?" The old man nodded. "It is natural, but it's also a source of suffering. When you expect others to respond a certain way, you set yourself up for disappointment. People are unpredictable, and their responses are often out of your control." He continued, "Buddhism teaches us about impermanence and non-attachment. Everything in life is constantly changing, including people's reactions. By letting go of rigid expectations, you free yourself from the pain of disappointment. Instead, give because it brings you joy, not because you're hoping for something in return." Haru considered this. It made sense. He had often felt hurt when his efforts weren't acknowledged. Maybe it was time to change his perspective. "Second," the old man said, "you must recognize that some people will only approach you when they need something. This can be painful, but it is a reality of life." Haru's heart sank. He had experienced this many times. People would come to him when they needed help, but they were rarely there when he needed a friend. "Buddhism teaches mindfulness," the old man explained. "Mindfulness helps us see things clearly, without judgment. By being mindful, you can discern who truly values you for who you are and who sees you only as a resource. It's important to set boundaries, to say no when needed, and to protect your own well-being." Haru nodded slowly. He had never thought of saying no as an option, but perhaps it was time to start. "Third," the old man said, "there is a common misunderstanding that kindness is a sign of weakness. Have you ever felt that people respect you less because you are kind?" Haru nodded. "Yes, sometimes. They think I'm easy to take advantage of." The old man's eyes sparkled with wisdom. "True strength comes from within. Buddhism teaches that real strength is found in inner peace and self-awareness, not in how others see you. When you are at peace with yourself, when you understand your own worth, no one can undermine you. This kind of strength commands respect." He leaned in slightly. "Meditate. Reflect on your actions and connect with your inner self. When you know your true value, others will recognize it too. Kindness then becomes a choice, a powerful one, rooted in strength, not weakness. Haru felt a sense of calm wash over him. The idea of inner strength through kindness was new to him, but it resonated deeply. Fourth, the old man continued, beware of becoming dependent on the approval of others. Do you often seek validation for your kindness? Haru sighed. Yes, I do. It feels good when people appreciate what I do. The old man smiled kindly. It's natural to enjoy appreciation, but Buddhism teaches the importance of self-reliance. True contentment comes from within, not from the recognition of others. When you constantly seek approval, you give away your power and become dependent on others for your happiness. He added, practice self-compassion. Remind yourself daily of your worth, independent of others' opinions. When you affirm your own value, you become stronger and less reliant on external validation. This is a key to true inner peace. Haru realized how much he had been chasing approval. It was time to start valuing himself more. Fifth, the old man said, it is essential to set boundaries to protect your well-being. Do you find it difficult to say no even when you're overwhelmed? Haru nodded. Yes, I always feel like I should help no matter what. The old man's gaze softened. Buddhism teaches mindfulness, which includes being aware of your own needs and limits. If you overextend yourself, you'll end up burnt out and unable to help anyone, including yourself. Setting boundaries is not selfish, it's necessary. He explained further, by being mindful of your own well-being, you can set healthy boundaries that allow you to give from a place of abundance, not depletion. This way, your kindness remains genuine and sustainable, and you protect your mental and emotional health. Haru felt a sense of relief. The idea of setting boundaries seemed freeing, something he had never considered before. Sixth, the old man continued, you must prioritize your own goals and dreams. Have you ever put aside your own ambitions to help others? Haru looked down. Yes, many times. I thought it was the right thing to do. The old man nodded. It's noble to help others, but Buddhism teaches the middle way, a balanced approach to life. It's important to care for others, but it's equally important to pursue your own goals. Your ambitions are a part of who you are, and neglecting them can leave you feeling unfulfilled. He continued, by setting and prioritizing your own goals, you ensure that your life is balanced. This doesn't mean you stop helping others, it means you also honor your own journey. A fulfilled person can contribute more meaningfully to the world. Haru felt a new sense of purpose. It was time to start focusing on his own dreams. Seventh, the old man said, be mindful of the company you keep. Do you sometimes feel that people around you are more interested in what you can give them than in who you are? Haru sighed. Yes, I've felt that way many times. The old man's expression was serious. Buddhism teaches the principle of right association. The people you surround yourself with have a profound impact on your life. If you associate with those who only take from you, it can lead to emotional and spiritual harm. He added, seek out relationships based on mutual respect and genuine care. Evaluate your social circle and distance yourself from those who are opportunistic. Invest in relationships that are supportive and uplifting. Haru felt a weight lifting off his shoulders. He realized he had been holding on to relationships that were not truly supportive. Eighth, the old man continued, practice mindful living to avoid falling into harmful habits. Have you ever turned to unhealthy habits to cope with stress? Haru nodded slowly. Yes, I have. Sometimes it's just easier to find a quick escape. The old man's voice was gentle. Buddhism advocates for mindfulness, being fully present and aware of your thoughts, feelings, and actions. When you are mindful, You can recognize when you're about to engage in unhealthy behavior and choose a better path. He explained, by practicing mindfulness and meditation, you can develop healthy coping mechanisms. These practices allow you to process stress in a constructive way, protecting your health and well-being. Haru felt a sense of hope. It was time to start being more mindful and take better care of himself. Ninth and finally, the old man said, embrace authenticity and build trust in your relationships. Have you ever felt that you were pretending to be someone you're not to please others? Haru looked down. Yes, many times. I thought it would make people like me more. The old man smiled warmly. Buddhism teaches the importance of being true to yourself. Authenticity builds trust, both with yourself and with others. When you are genuine, you attract those who appreciate you for who you truly are, and you create deeper, more meaningful connections. He added, by embracing your true self and living authentically, you build a life based on trust and respect. This creates a strong foundation for all your relationships and leads to lasting happiness. Haru felt a deep sense of relief. It was time to stop pretending and start being his true self. The next morning, Haru woke up feeling different. The old man's words had resonated deeply with him, and he felt a sense of clarity he hadn't felt in years. He went to the guest room to thank the old man, but to his surprise, the room was empty. The old man had left without a word, but he had left behind something much more valuable, the 9 powerful truths that would guide Haru for the rest of his life. Haru realized that the old man was more than just a weary traveler. He was a teacher, sent to help Haru find balance in his life. From that day on, Haru lived with a new sense of purpose. He practiced kindness, but with a balance that protected his well-being. He set boundaries, prioritized his own goals, and surrounded himself with people who valued him for who he was, not just for what he could give. He embraced his true self, living authentically and mindfully, finding inner peace and strength. And in doing so, Haru discovered that kindness, when rooted in wisdom and balance, could lead to a life of true happiness and fulfillment. This is how Haru, with the help of a wise old man, learned the 9 powerful truths of Buddhism and transformed his life. May these truths guide you as well, bringing balance, peace, and happiness into your life.